So welcome to Hardworking Trucks News and Views. And of course, the big news is the 2022 Ford Maverick. This is the first standard hybrid pickup. So pretty amazing for fleets. And I talked with Ford on a couple of very important fronts. And that would be, of course, fuel economy, one of the biggest expenses, right, for a fleet. Also emissions, which is emerging as a bigger and bigger topic. So a hybrid can drastically improve miles per gallon. So we're talking 40 mpg city. City, of course, is where a hybrid works the best. And then you can drop those emissions as well. Okay, so the EPA, we haven't gotten official numbers back yet, either on the emissions drop or the official MPG numbers, which Ford is also looking at 37 MPG combined right now. Nonetheless, looking very strong, and Ford's feeling very excited on both of those fronts for fleets. Okay, so the hybrid does come standard, and this is under 20,000, which is just amazing, right? They came in just under 20K to offer this pickup. The 2.5 liter Atkinson, which is typical with a hybrid to pair it up with an Atkinson engine. And so horsepower rating on this is 191, and torque is at 155 pound-feet. Towing's at 2,000 pounds. Now you can increase towing up to 4,000 pounds if you go for the non-hybrid 2-liter EcoBoost. Okay, so horsepower increase, right, jumps up to 250 horse, and you got 277 pound-feet of torque. Payload is the same for either variant, and that's going to be 1,500 pounds. Again, though, the real push here, right, according to Ford for fleets, is going to be the fuel economy with a hybrid. And if you can make it work at 2,000 pounds towing, then all the better, right? You know, it's going to be amazing fuel savings there. The unibody design, okay, and so that's unique to the Maverick. And so, you know, with the unibody, usually we're going to see, you know, increased improvements with handling, and then less body weight going with unibody, which is pretty smart, right? Because of course, you know, they've had to go ahead and put a lithium-ion battery in the truck. And this also helps, right, with a little more on increased towing and that 1,500 pounds of payload, which Ford had done the math and said that actually equates to like 37 40-pound bags of mulch. All right, so yeah, it can hold a lot. Okay, so you got 3 different trim levels. You got XL, XLT, and Lariat, and there's going to be the FX4 available. That's with the XLT trim level. That's all-wheel drive, and that's only going to be with the 2-liter EcoBoost for those that are interested. Okay, so the flex bed, this is appropriately named. And so I was talking with Ford truck brand manager Nathan Oscarson, and he had said, yeah, this is probably one of their most innovative beds that they've made. Maverick is really well thought out. They put a lot of thought into this, front to back. And so in the bed, you can tell right away it's definitely a different looking bed, albeit it's a smaller one, but a lot of innovative thinking to make up for that small size. Okay, so the multi-position tailgate, right? The truck bed, granted, is only about 4.5 feet long and 4 feet wide, but when you drop that multi-position tailgate, it'll extend out to 6 feet. The smart thinking here too is that multi-position, so you got 3 different position points, so you can actually take the tailgate, move the support cables, and then you can tilt it up. And that way, if you got a load of plywood, you can go ahead and stack it in there, and that will go ahead and angle down into the bed, which is going to make for, you know, more secured cargo. And that's pretty clever. So another idea at work, obviously, right, to make this little truck haul pretty impressive load, okay, for such a small pickup. And it's really not that small, okay? So, you know, Nate had pointed out that, you know, really this compact Maverick is about on size with the older Ranger, right? So that 2011 model year and earlier Ranger, okay? They're yeah, roughly the same size. So, you know, hey, you know, that's something to think about. We know trucks have really taken off and gotten bigger and bigger through the years. Okay, so another thing about the flex bed, you've got power, all right, which is nice. So Ford did a lot of studies, right, to figure out what people are doing in the back of those beds. Access to power, right, is always a big deal. So people were tapping into a lot of power lines, want 12 volts. And that created some concern because a lot of times folks, when they're routing wires, it may not be using loom, and it could be brushing up against a sharp piece of metal that they've drilled through the bed. Anyway, so they thought, okay, we got to go ahead and plumb the bed right properly and get some 12 volt, which they've done. So on either end of the bed, you got access to 12 volts. Just remove a little cap, pull out 12 volt wire, and away you go. So you can go ahead and add bed lighting if you prefer. It's got enough juice to go ahead and power up, say, a small television. It's about 20 amps, 12 volt, what I'm told. And also you've got on the Lariat model, you've got the plug-in 110 volt plug-in in the back of the truck bed, 400 watts. Also in the cab, okay, 110 plug-in, 400 watts. So another thing about the flex bed, and again, this is, going back to that innovative thinking, is that, this factory sprayed in bed liner, what they've done is that they've notched out the bed in places to accept a 2x4 so you can frame it out. Okay, if you want to get creative, create your own cargo carrying space, you can certainly do that. And they've got a lot of tie down points, right, as they're thinking ahead and trying to help people to stay away from that drill, right, in case they want to go ahead and get a tie down point of their own. Again, Ford has created several, and there's also places where it's threaded you can bolt down into the bed for additional cargo securement opportunities there. So they've also got it notched out to accept 2x6s, so you can get those in there, and you can frame this thing out to create your own kind of cargo carrying creation, something that's pretty darn smart. And Ford's thinking of accessories as well. So I was told, and I had asked this question, are they going to have a cap? And this is actually the case. This is the first time ever that Ford's going to have a factory cap, right, coming for a pickup, in this case Maverick. Okay, so that'll give you a chance to protect items in the back of the truck. There's also a roof rack coming, and as you can imagine, there's going to be a lot of accessories that are going to keep coming. The interior looks really sharp. With this day and age of trying, again and again to recruit drivers, retain them. It's looking really nice and inviting on the inside of this cab. Haven't sat in it, but it certainly looks really comfortable. Looks like they've got some pretty good legroom in the back, judging by a video I saw with an adult getting in. And so they have designed it to go ahead and carry up to 5 adults. You've got a lot of just opportunities for storage, right? So again, more of that thinking, right? Innovative thinking in terms of how to utilize space for storage opportunities. So the back of the cab, right? Lift up the rear seat. Nice storage area for tools, other items. Ford is saying that it's deep enough to accept fully inflated volleyballs, so they got some good depth there. And looking around the truck, you got a lot of nooks and places to store a lot of those things people want to take with them on the road. So, pretty good thinking there. And also the pockets on the doors. They thought ahead there and thought, okay, people are taking more and more electronics with them. Okay, so you could take, say your laptop, right, your tablet, whatever the case, and actually put it there in the pockets, right? So pretty smart. And the touch screen comes standard as an 8-inch touch screen. Safety, obviously a big issue right now with these nuclear verdicts. A lot of fleets that have just come under the gun there. And so, Ford is saying, look, standard, you're going to have Ford Pass Connect, right, with an embedded modem and Ford Copilot 360 technology, automatic emergency braking, okay? And also the automatic high beam headlights. And if you like, you can go ahead, of course, and get other safety enabling features like lane keep assist. Again, smart thinking, right, to go ahead and just improve on safety as much as you can. Now on the fleet front too, it looks like that Ford Pass Connect 4G Wi-Fi modem, all right, is going to be available and exclusively for fleet customer. Right, you've got Ford Telematics, and that's data services prep, and providing data support telematics and data services, including but not limited to location, speed, idle time, fuel, vehicle diagnostics, and maintenance alerts. Okay, so starting at under 20,000, which is just, amazing. It looks like this is going to go over really well. In fact, for fleets they've got in mind, right? It's going to be, say, like your auto houses, which years ago, and Ford had recognized this, that you had a lot of Rangers and a lot of the major auto parts businesses across the country, and there's still, right, that desire there. They think that those businesses will want to step up and get Maverick. And again, the size is about comparable, okay, with Ranger. I asked about the regular cab. And so at this point, they're thinking about it. They're going to go for the crew cab because their research had shown that there's more interest there for the crew cab. But okay, they're open. They're going to wait and see, but they're open to entertaining, possibly pursuing that regular cab. So again, it looks like for the price, right, under 20,000, good opportunity for fleets. You're definitely looking forward to test driving this and really seeing those fuel economy numbers at work.